Hey everybody, Carl Diffendorfer here. It's been a few days since I've posted, but today I had a coaching session. And in that coaching session, I was talking with a client about this principle. And this principle is so important. Um, have you ever thought about what is the one thing that you can look at to identify whether or not somebody is a great leader? Well, I personally think that there is one thing. And you can disagree if you'd like, or maybe you have your one thing. That's okay too. But I want to share a story before I give you the answer. The story is this. I was reading a book many years ago, and I came across this principle that says that the way you choose to govern you does not have the right to affect how I govern me. Let me repeat that again. The way you choose to govern you does not have the right to affect how I govern me. Now, this is an age-old leadership principle that says, I'm going to choose to be a powerful person. I'm not going to get my emotions all ruffled up. I'm not going to get all ruffled up when you choose to act a certain way. So what I did was I started to use that with my kids. You know, the coach in me, like, okay, kids, hey, I'm going to be a powerful person. And then I started to teach them about that. And well, then they started to do that with their friends and then with us as parents. Hey, Dad, you're not being a powerful person. And boy, it created a ruckus. But it was good because it caused us to say, hey, when we get frustrated, how we choose to respond to the emotions that we're feeling directly affects the situation. And so I could choose to be okay. Well, here's the deal. I think that if you want to get a feel for whether or not somebody's a good leader, you have to look at whether or not they maintain composure. Now, maintaining composure means that, in essence, it's kind of like this. I'm a poker player and you don't know my poker face. You don't know, I'm not showing you my cards. That's in essence what you're doing. You're saying, I'm not going to show you my cards. Now, there's many different ways you can show your cards. So some people say, well, I didn't get angry, but they furrowed their brow. And it made it very evident that they were actually affected by that. So it's almost like you have to maintain this blank look on your face and not allow them to affect you. I'll never forget, I was in a store one time and a lady was upset. I don't know what her deal was, but she was upset and she started screaming at me. I didn't do anything wrong that I know of, but I just didn't feel like doing anything about that. So I just didn't respond. I just stood there with a blank face. Well, guess what? She actually just huffed and turned and walked away. I maintained composure. I didn't respond. I didn't do anything. I just stood there with this blank look on my face and she walked away. And so that's a great example of how we can maintain composure and not allow and maintain the powerful person concept. So ultimately what happens is we're giving them the power to upset us when they do. So now the thing is this, some business owners with their employees, they get frustrated. You've probably run into that yourself. It's not that you can't get frustrated. You certainly can. You do need to maintain composure if you're going to be a good leader. But then that doesn't mean you don't hold them accountable to what it is you need them to do. I'm not saying in this video that you shouldn't keep people accountable. 100% hold them accountable, but keep the emotional part of it separate. Don't let them see that they frustrated you. They'll have a lot more respect for you from it. Maybe you talk to your spouse or somebody else that's important, your coach, talk to them about, this is what's going on. That's what this client and I did today. We processed through that. And then from that, you'll be able to start to move and lead your people into the new spaces that they need to go. In essence, you're not going to let them live in your head for free. So I hope this was powerful. It was helpful to you today. Take this concept, say to yourself, do I maintain composure? And obviously, if you're stuck leading your team, you're like, I don't know how to lead my team through this. Reach out to me. I'm happy to do a free consult with you and just sit down and process. I love helping people process through their leadership topics or leadership issues that they run into in their business. We'll talk to you real soon. Take care.